Welcome back to the farm. Today we're going to talk about the raspberry patch. They've been known and grown since Grecian times, and these pretty perennials are very easy to grow. The variety in my childhood was called Latham, and it was a old-fashioned variety that took 2 years. You grew a cane 1 year and then bore the fruit the second year. We liked them real well until the mid-'80s, and then the Japanese beetles came, and they hatched out at exact the same time the raspberries did and covered them and devoured them. So we started growing a variety called Heritage, which we can prune back a little more, and consequently it'll bear later after the beetles have come and gone. All fruits require well-drained soil. Before we plant our patch, we run a subsoiler, which is a shank about 2 feet deep with a shoe on it that breaks up the ground that deep. You can also do this by double digging, where you take some of the soil, move it to the side, and then dig that deeper layer, loosen it up. This allows a free flow of air and moisture from the subsoil up to the surface and back down. And this is how we keep the plants moist, watered during the hot, dry summers. We dig in the ground like this around the plants and create this loose soil. Then it's got a lot of air in it that allows for the microbial interactions between the minerals in the soil and the atmosphere that makes the nutrients available to the plants. We fertilize the patch with compost, we use lime, rock phosphate, wood ashes, things of this nature, and to keep the ground real loose and aerated, and that's the secret to growing high quality fruit. Red raspberries are susceptible to a virus that's carried by the wild blackcaps that grow in our forests in Tennessee. I found out the hard way by letting some black ones grow up near my red patch, and the red patch went into immediate decline. So we try to keep at least 300 feet between black ones and red ones. But still, every 8 or 10 years, the plants start weakening, and we dig up the cleanest looking plants, look at the roots real good, and we take them to a new place to have the next raspberry patch. Let's dig some up and plant one for you. Raspberries are easy to propagate for your new patch. You just go into the old patch and dig out some of the suckers. We just get a plant, about like this. Let's see what this looks like when we dig it up here. I can tell it's still connected to the mother plant by an underground root. Yeah, actually we got 2 plants, it looks like, huh? Yeah, so we get this plant, it's got plenty of good root hairs, that's a good thing. And we'll just take this. If we were gonna go for long, I would want to put this into water, but we're just gonna go right over here. I usually plant them in a fairly large hole that the roots have plenty of room to spread out. And I kind of move the roots around a little bit so they're not bent. And then I just cover back up. The soil is about half compost here, and so when I get it about half full like that, I firm it in. I'll even use my feet to do this, just to, you don't want any air pockets around a transplant. So we firm it in really good. While I still have a depression, I water it. So we just take some of the dry soil and fill the hole all the way up, and this dry soil then will keep that moisture underneath there, and the plant will grow real well. We do all of our transplanting, of course, while the plants are dormant. This would be between November and March. I was just doing this as a demonstration here. The weight of the ripening fruit of these raspberries will bend these plants. They'll get on down to the ground, and that's no good, they'll rot. So raspberries need to be staked. The way we do it is we trellis them with T-posts. They're about 18 inches apart, and then we wrap string or twine or whatever I can find around, and we tie them tight as we can get them. Sometimes we'll take a piece of bamboo and lean up against them. You can't put the trellis up real early because the plants just grow out from it, so we sort of wait till as they're growing. We'll put a line on it about 2 foot, and then we'll come up about 4.5 foot or something and put another line. And this keeps the berries from falling over. As with all crops, we must be vigilant about vegetable evil. Keeping the weeds down is one of the gardener's favorite chores, I'm sure. So we use a hoe and go around the plants routinely and try to get them weeds while they're young, if we can. The worst problem we have in raspberries besides these grasses, are the perennial vining things like bindweed. These you have to get out by the root. All of these things you have to pull up by the root. You can't leave any of those roots in there, they'll just re-sprout. But the bindweed is particularly frustrating because it's a perennial and it has rhizomes. So in the first year you can pull it up and get the whole root. But once they form those rhizomes under a berry patch, we've lost the patch, and we've lost several patches to bindweed. So we're pretty much in here during the first year particularly to keep anything perennial out. We don't want to dig around the plants during a drought because we'll be exasperating the heat and dryness by opening up the ground real deep. We just want to do something on the surface. So if it's a dry time of year, we might just take some old leaf mold or some hay, something like this, and just tuck in around the plants. And again, that'll help conserve moisture, which is real important on a farm that doesn't use irrigation. The canes die back after they've bore their fruit. And we like to summer prune. It's highly recommended, though seldom practiced. We had a chance to get in here this year and get out a lot of the dead canes. So we might as well just get rid of these old dead canes. There's not doing any good in there. And that way the plant's free to use its energy to make new growth. And all of this will, flower and make a fruit, several weeks from now. 100 years ago, steamers floated daily down the Hudson River to New York City carrying thousands of bushels of fresh, ripe red raspberries, wafting their delicious aroma to the homes on the banks along the river there. Red raspberries have a very unique flavor. There's really nothing else like it in the world. They're one of my favorite things that we grow. They're just absolutely heavenly tasting, and there's really no limit to how you can enjoy them in fresh and pies with cream and sugar. Really, the only limit is your imagination. If you love gardening, you may want to subscribe to this channel. We showcase gardens, plants, and the joy that gardening can bring.